I get it. We've all been there when you're reading a book, okay, but your eyes are the ones reading it. Your brain really isn't retaining any of the information. And then you feel like you're lost, and all of a sudden it hits you that you've been daydreaming all this time and your eyes are the only thing reading the book and your brain isn't retaining any information, memorizing anything, understanding anything. So wouldn't it be amazing if you could, number one, read fast, and number two, actually understand what you're reading at the same time? Well, these strategies have actually helped me become a really fast reader, so I don't have to spend hours on English assignments, and I can do it while I'm at school during break time, and it's very easy for me to read a text very quickly and also understand what it is that I am reading and understand and memorize that information. So these are the strategies I've used to help me do exactly that. To pick something to look out for while reading. I haven't seen this tip anywhere on YouTube, but I'm giving it out because I want to help you guys. So the thing that I would like to do is that whenever I'm doing something that's like super content heavy and I feel like I'm losing my mind, I'm losing my focus every single time I read this text, what I like to do is look out for either a verb, a noun, or a key word, and I have to look out for that while I'm reading. For example, I'll put something up on screen right now. If we wanted to analyze this text and we wanted to understand what we were reading, so the easiest way would be to first of all focus really hard and then like read the whole line, read the whole page. But what would be even more efficient if it's a really long book and you want to read fast would be to look out for the verbs and the nouns. When you look out for the verbs and the nouns and the key words, you can choose any of these things to look out for while you're reading. This way you understand what you're reading, and at the same time it's a lot faster, and you also have an idea of what it is that the author is trying to say because you have the verbs, you have the nouns, you have the keywords. So this would be how I would go about trying to read a lot faster, because now I'm not just reading the whole sentence, I'm skimming through the sentence and I'm focusing on the nouns and the verbs and the keywords. The next tip is going to be visualization and doodling. What you have to do now is take out a piece of paper, okay? A4 piece of paper, completely blank. It could be lined, it doesn't really matter, but like if it's blank, it works better as well. What you have to do is keep that piece of paper right in front of you and keep your book towards the side, right? And on that piece of paper, you have to doodle. This tip is not something a lot of people understand, but if you understand the basis behind it, you understand how to do it, this will help you so much and it will make reading a lot more fun. When you're assigned to reading, you have to take this piece of paper and doodle the characters. You have to, and also when the author is describing the character, you have to add a lot of different lines from that character, and also the character doesn't have to be a lot of detail. Okay, it doesn't have to be a character with a lot of detail. It doesn't have to be the whole face, the whole body. What you can do is just make a circle, right? And then you can write the character's name inside the circle. And you can add lots of lines pointing towards the character, and you can use the words that the author is using to describe this character. All of a sudden, you don't have to read the whole paragraph because you already know a brief idea of what the author is trying to say by just glancing once at your notes, because it's just doodles and it doesn't feel draining and you don't have to focus that much because it's just doodles. It's like reading a comic book. And also for the dialogue, you have to add speech bubbles. In the speech bubbles, it doesn't have to be the exact word for word dialogue. It can be something funny, an inside joke. It can be anything. All you need to know now is to actually be able to understand what the text is saying at the first glance of your doodle notes. This is an amazing tip, and it's also heavily incorporating visualization into. Okay, hear me out. You need to understand that when you're gossiping to a friend, maybe I don't support gossiping because sometimes gossiping can lead to some other things, but regardless, the thing is that when you're reading a book, I'm talking about a fictional book, not a non-fiction book, you have to act like it's some intense, crazy drama that happened with one of the people that you know. You have to pretend like it's just this hot topic, like you're spilling the tea to your friend, you're spilling the tea to your sister, you're spilling the tea to your mom, and you have to act like it's drama that's happened with somebody around you. When you do this, you have nuance, you have interest in that concept in that conversation, and you are more likely to remember it than rote memorization, because active recall is way better than rote memorization. And you know what rote memorization is? It's when you're constantly repeating one thing over and over, but you don't remember anything because it's not interesting to your brain. So what you have to do is create interesting situations for your brain, and when you create interesting situations that haven't happened before, then your brain is more likely to remember it. Do you remember what you had this morning? But like if your mom made something really special this morning, then you would remember it. Why? It's common sense. It's because it's more interesting to you. And when you make studying more interesting, you're more likely to remember it, and also you're more likely to have fun while doing it. So this is why techniques like this are so effective. That's all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to watch out for some other videos I'm going to be making. I have a lot of fun stuff planned this week. Thank you guys so much for watching once again, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!